For the WNBA fans that are out there that are waiting for you guys to get back on the floor, when do you think that might happen?
Well, good morning. Hi. Thanks for having
me.
Yeah, I think, we discussed it and we revealed it yesterday that we're going to get back on the floor today. We have games today. We're going to resume our season as normal. And for us, the decision, was a collective one. We are really organized, in some ways lucky to be in this bubble now because it makes it even easier to put 144 women in a room and talk it out. And that's what we did 2 nights ago. And the end result was we understood that our impact and what we've already been doing, that happens with us playing. And, it's kind of funny. I think in these moments there's, a reaction that you want to do something now, have it done now. But we've actually been doing the work and we're starting to see the impact we have. And like I said, that comes with us playing. So all of that led to our decision.
Sue, with so many important conversations going on, what does the WNBPA want to accomplish in this particular moment from the league?
Yeah, listening to you guys kind of set up the intro, it's important for us to keep women's names in people's mouths. And, we've actually essentially joined forces with Professor Kimberly Crenshaw, who started Say Her Name. And the main reason is that throughout all of the injustices in our country, at times you don't even know the women who it's happening to. You don't know their names. And so as a league full of women, it's really important for us to continue to do that. Again, it's, and you guys said it, it's not about men versus women. It's not that. But I think it's important for us to say her name, to get these stories out, to get people to understand that this is happening to women as well. And I think, that's what our union discussed coming into this experience, just wanting to keep that at the forefront at all times. The last 2 days, I think for all sports, it was a time to take a break, because I don't know, when you get into this work, especially, I'm sure, I'm not speaking for anybody, but just listening to my teammates, listening, to the Black women who are in the union with me, this is traumatizing and then re-traumatizing, and it brings up a lot. So the last 2 days, I think people needed a break, because as much as this work is, as much as good as this work, is coming from this work, I should say, at times, we're human beings as well. And so I think the combination of that for our league, the timing was right to support the NBA. The timing was right to strike these games. The timing was right to take a day. And now the timing's right to go back. And that's how we feel as a league.
So let's dig deeper into the human being part. I've known you for a long part of my life. Mm-hmm. How are you doing? You're handling a lot. How are you?
Yeah, listen, I'm fine. Because I think for me as a white player in this moment, it's understanding that this is not impacting me the same. I hear a lot of my teammates talk about, being a Black woman, being a Black athlete, and when they take their uniform off. We're hearing that a lot. When they take their uniform off and they go back home, they get in their car, nobody views them as the athlete anymore. It's not that person they're cheering on the court. They're just a Black person in America. Their families are Black people in America. And so in hearing that and listening to that, I understand that in terms of organizing and, getting in the nitty gritty, yeah, some of that can be tiring and it takes a lot of emotional energy. And while simultaneously trying to play basketball in a season, that can be tiring. And of course, I think everybody has their moments, myself included. But I'm quick to remember that for me, it's not the same. And so if I can, and I've said this before, if I can, from an organizational standpoint, take anything off of my teammates, like I said, my counterparts in the union, anything off their plate, so the burden's not quite as much for them, that's what I'm here to do. That's where I feel like I can show up the most. So I think everybody has their moments, and you have to take those moments to, kind of recharge. But for me, it's less about that, and I know that, and that's not why I'm playing either.
Well, that's one of the beautiful things about sports, though, right, Sue? It gives you the opportunities to connect with people that come from different backgrounds. How do you respond to those people that continue to make comments that maybe don't have those same experiences that you were lucky enough to have?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because a lot of people will say things about sports like, or not about sports, but you might hear like, oh, actually, let me start over. It's not really about sports. You might hear somebody say, oh, I don't see color. I don't see color. And I think we all know that that's probably BS. Everybody sees it. But what I love about sports is we do see it. We do know we're different. We do step into that locker room at the start of a season and we see who we are. We see all that we are. And we don't care. We have respect for it. It doesn't matter. You're there for this common goal. And so that to me is where sports and we're athletes. That's why we can be leaders in this. We have, I don't know, I guess this like experience with it where we can just have respect for one another, even when you disagree with somebody, right? Like you guys have been on teams, like people get in fights, people disagree about things. It doesn't matter. You still, at the end of the day, your teammates, you get back on the court, you get back on the field, and you have respect for that person. I think for female athletes especially, for so long, and I've been saying this recently, for so long, we're judged on everything except basketball. We've been told we're lesser than because we're women, lesser than because we're black, lesser than because we're gay. And so we've had to like kind of develop this backbone in all that and learn how to, stick up for ourselves. And also, I think finally have started to be like genuine to that and authentic to that. And now people are telling us to stick to sports. Like that makes me laugh because we've literally been pushed in that corner where we've had to defend ourselves, having everything to do without like nothing to do with sports. And now because you don't like it, you're telling us to stick to sports. So I think all of that is where the answer lies.